Hi, what's good? Welcome back to another video. Okay, so in today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about this little piece of sunshine that I found on Amazon called the Boling P1. Obviously, it's an LED light that fits in your pocket, and it's literally smaller than my phone. I mean, that's my BlackBerry, and this is the Boling P1. But that's not even the reason why I wanted to make a video about this device. I feel like there's a lot of LED lights that fit in your pocket these days. I mean, it's not really something special anymore these days, but this is actually the most versatile, the most feature packed, the most interesting, and the best value for money LED light I have ever found, ever used, ever touched, ever experienced. And I just really thought that I should share that information with you guys. So let's take a look at the Boling P1. Okay, so obviously I'm going to be running some B-roll of this device right now so that you guys can see the device properly. The Boling P1 is pretty straightforward. So physically, if we're going to take a look at the parts of the device by itself, you get like a USB-C charging port, you get a power button, you get a set button, you get a function slider that basically sticks to the middle, but like you have to use your fingers to move it up and down to change the settings and stuff. And you get a dim a DMAS wheel thing basically that you use to reduce or increase the power that the LED light is putting out. Off to the side, you get this metallic mounting thing that basically swivels and twists and turns and can basically help you put the device in multiple positions, like ridiculous multiple positions. And I don't know, that's pretty versatile, I guess. It lets you bend it, it lets you twist it, it lets you turn it, it lets you position it so many different ways. It's ridiculous. But like I said, the size of the device and how fancy it is not actually the reason why I'm making this video. Yes, it's properly built, it's mostly metallic, it's very, very, very sturdy. And for $150, if I walked up to you and say, oh, hi, here's a LED light, fits in your pocket, pay $150 for it, you're probably going to tell me, okay, Kagan, relax. That's a lot of money for a LED light just because it fits in my pocket. But I think that after I tell you all the things that this light can do, your perception or your opinion of that pricing might change. So let's start with all the features. First of all, there's a white light setting. Obviously, as you can see, this is like, let me dim that down a little bit. Yeah, so this is basically like the setting you would use if you were trying to use this as your key light. And the beauty of this device is the fact that you can actually go all the way down from 8500K to 2500K, as you can see right now. Now, I do believe this is the first LED light I have owned that goes all the way from 2500K to 8500K, which may not sound like a big deal, but it is a big deal. Now, the next, if you push the setting button one more time, the next thing you get is the colored mode. Now, this is the mode that really interested me the most about this device. Currently, it's at around 50% brightness. Yeah, so now in this mode, you can basically cycle through the many color options that are like on the back of the device. Like the device has this color scale thing that you can use to change. Like you basically follow that scale to be able to know what point you are in the color wheel or color cycle, and then you can use that to change whatever color. For example, right now I am on teal, and I can literally just keep going till I get to blue and purple and red-ish, and so on and so forth. Like you can just keep going, yellow, green, teal again. So I mean, I suppose that is pretty straightforward. There's nothing too spectacular about that, I guess. There's a lot of LED lights that can do that, or is there? I don't really know. But I think the interesting thing about the color mode for this LED light is it actually still puts out the same amount of punch that it would put out if you were using it in the bright light mode at 8500K or 2500K or whatever. Like it's still equally as bright, and this is very rare for LED lights. Like the moment you switch to color mode, I don't know, the amount of lumens of power that it puts out just drops significantly. Now, next thing that you get when you push the set button is a bunch of what I call them settings, basically. Essentially, this currently it's on this tender, what do you call it now? It's simulating what it would look like if there was like rain and some thunder, like some random thunder stuff. This is actually a fantastic effect for if you like do short films or movies or whatever. You could just put this outside on like a stand or something to simulate what thunder would be, and you know, your sound designer could had some rain in there and then everything looks really cool. Now, but that's not all essentially. Now, you could basically change the frequency for this light. Essentially, there's also the settings for like the LEDs changing colors and cycling through the colors by themselves and stuff, which is actually very useful if you're shooting some specific kinds of videos like music videos, I don't know, a club scene, or you're basically just trying to, I don't know, set the mood or something, make it look like a club, whatever it is you're trying to do, that could actually also be useful. And then you also have the police or the ambulance lighting, essentially, which is what you're seeing right now. And of course, all these settings you can cycle through, you know, how fast they are, how slow they are, what colors are flashing, how it actually works, and so on and so forth. And it may not seem like much, but it's actually a big deal. Now, obviously, daylight is around 5600K. That's probably where you're going to be using this the most. So whatever your needs are, essentially, this LED light can basically cover all of that. And not only cover it, it actually does it fantastic. Now, currently, I am using a softbox as my key light. I am not using a fill light at all. This lighting setup is actually very common. I like to do this a lot because it's very quick, it's very fast. It's something that I can just quickly plug in and I never have to worry about it anymore. But right now I am basically going to turn off my key light or my main light essentially, and I'm going to remove all the coloring from this video. So you're going to be seeing Etana straight out of camera. This is what the footage looks like without me touching it essentially. And I'm going to use this light as my key light, or the only light in the studio, and I'm going to show you what that looks like essentially. So let's take a look at what my lighting situation would be like if I was using just this light as my key light at like 100% or something. Okay, so I basically just switched to using this light exclusively as my main light in the studio. I have turned off my softbox and I have moved it completely away. And actually, let me take a photo of what that looks like right now with my phone so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. This is actually going to be very bright, but I am going to put this photo on the screen so that you can see for yourself. Yeah, so this is what it looks like when I'm using this light as my main or only or key light essentially. And as you can see, it actually packs a lot of power, packs a lot of punch. But like I said, this is an extremely versatile light. So this is not the only thing that I could use this light for. I could use it as my key light, I could use it as my fill light, I could use it to basically just change the color temperature of my video if that's what I wanted to do. I could use this light for ambient lighting, I could use it for so many things, SFX, you know, so many little things that I could need in like my short film, or even maybe a movie, in fact, if I don't have like a really huge budget for expensive lighting equipment and stuff, because of all the effects and all the features that this device packs. Now, obviously it looks fine as just a key light. It also looks fine if I was just using it as an air light or a fill light, which is cool. But I wanted to try something today, something really interesting. Now, I am kind of used to using only one light as my main source of lighting, and when I tell people that, they don't usually believe me because they think I'm lying or I'm doing something else to my lighting situation. But I think I set up this studio in a way that when I turn on one light to this direction, it bounces off a lot of many other things like the wall and the table and stuff, and everything just looks good out of the camera and I don't have to worry about it too much. So what I want to do now that I have turned off the coloring on the video essentially is I basically want to try and color the video in camera because of the kind of light that I have, because of how versatile I know that it is. I'm basically going to switch from using the 8500K lighting to the color mode and switch the key light to teal. And then I'm going to use another light that I have in the studio as my fill light behind me essentially. And I am basically going to use that in like orange mode essentially as like my back or hair light. And then we're going to mix those together and see what the video would look like if I was actually using colors in my lighting, and you know, see what the situation is going to be like then. Now, I have not actually tested this before. This is something I literally just came up with. Also, this light is kind of blinding. Oh my God. There is no softbox thing or anything in front of the light. So you have to understand that before you use this light as your key light. It could blind you essentially. It's really powerful for something that fits in your pocket. But yeah, let's completely switch from 8500K to teal and have an orange light in like our hair or our back or behind us or whatever, and see what the video looks like then in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this is what the lighting situation looks like now. As you can see, there's probably reflections on the monitor for the orange light from behind me over here, and I have teal on the what's it called, Boling P1 right now as my key light, orange behind me, and that's basically it. Now, the lighting situation probably looks a little more professional. It probably looks a little brighter. The room looks, I don't know, nicer essentially. And this is probably what you would do if you didn't want to have to color your videos at all and you wanted to push orange and teal to your highlights and your shadows without having to worry about coloring your videos essentially. Now, I wouldn't do this a lot because I actually like having 8500K as my key light, and I don't know, that actually just works for me essentially. But if you wanted to do this, I just wanted to show you that it actually works, mixing a orange light and a teal light as your fill and your key light, and just using that to light your videos. But I think I prefer using my one light setup essentially. So right now we're going to switch back to using just this light in 8500K, and we're gonna do that right now. Okay, so that's basically how versatile this light can be if that's what you want to try to do. Now, the light is back at 8500K. It's basically the only light that's lighting this video right now, which I think is pretty insane. But let's quickly talk about a few of the accessories that you get with the device itself. Now, the device comes in this box. Very nice little box, right? Makes a lot of sense. And they also send you this extra box for accessories essentially, but we're going to get to that in a bit. This box itself basically has a device in it. It's got, let me open that quickly. It has this little instructional thing stuck to the back of the device that tells you what every button or every dial on the device basically does, which I suppose is very thoughtful. And when you remove this little box out here, you're gonna get this case essentially. Now, this is a very, very nice case. Basically, the device goes in here essentially, and you can use this hooked to your bag. You could basically just throw this in your bag, throw this in your pocket, whatever. Basically, it helps you protect the device from scratches, falls, and such. Very useful little thing. I love it. Thanks to them for including that. It's actually quite thoughtful. And when you actually open this little accessory box that they give you, I think this was inside here before. I'm not really sure. But yeah, that's the charging cable for the device essentially. And aside that, the only other things that you get in this accessory box are this two different kinds of mounting situation things. This is like a regular Q8 adapter, I think. Yeah, basically you could just hook this to the device and throw that on somewhere and it just stays essentially. And ouch, excuse me. And you also get this, which is a little more versatile. It's the snail vlogger quarter-inch thing. This one has a tilt to it, so you can actually mount it and twist it. Obviously, that may not be necessary for you because the device is already so versatile with that metal rod thing that's around it that lets you twist it all over the place. But yeah, with this, you can actually mount it and be a little more creative with your lighting, or hook it up to something that you rather, or you otherwise wouldn't be able to hook it up to regularly, which I think is pretty cool. Now, aside that, you also get this. I think this is some sort of hook thing that lets you hook this to your bag. I'm thinking you probably have to do something like, I don't know, this, I guess, and hook it to a bag or something. Oh wait, hold on. This is probably not the place where you put this. You probably put it somewhere like here, for example. Yep. Ouch. Hold on for a second. I am trying to get this right. Yeah, you probably put it somewhere like here. and that's it. You hook it up to your bag or something, and that's that for that. It basically just stays on your bag. If you hike a lot or you just need to hook it to the strap of your bag or something, that's an excellent little addition. So now if I walk up to you and I tell you, okay, hi, this is the Boling P1, it can do all this stuff, it comes with all this extra gadgets and accessories and stuff, and it costs $150, your perception of the device has changed. Now you're actually willing to buy it. You see, initially, if I walked up to you and said, oh, here's this device, it costs $150, it fits in your pocket, it's an LED light, you're probably, dude, are you crazy? But now that you see all that it can do, now that you see all that it's capable of, how versatile it is, how useful it is, how very, very awesome it is. Again, it's still the only light that I'm using to light this entire video right now. You can actually see or understand why it might cost that much. And honestly, at $150, I still feel like this device is a bargain. Like, it's almost a steal for what the device offers, for what it can do. It's almost a steal. Now, the battery rating on the device, I'm not really sure now. I think it's 2850 milliamps per hour. It's not written here anywhere, but hold on, let me check that real quick. Okay, so the battery rating for the device is around 3000 milliamp hours, 2950, 980. I'm not sure. I can't really see the back of the device right now because I think it's blinding me. Like, it's so strong. The light that it's putting out is so powerful. I can, like, oof, yikes. But anyway, you could probably just soften that with like some, I don't know, wrapping paper from your kitchen or like a white t-shirt or something, just so it doesn't blind you completely, essentially, if you're using this as a key light, which I don't think a lot of people are going to be doing anyway. But if you needed this as a key light, it absolutely functions that way. This video is already getting so long, so I probably should end it. What do I ultimately think about this device? For $150, for most people it might seem steep, but after you see this video, or if you watch this video to the end, you already understand that, well, it's an absolute steal and you should absolutely buy it. Right, so in another video, I will be telling you basically why this Yongnuo LED lights, YN300 or whatever they call them, are crap and you should absolutely not buy them. So yeah, make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications so that you can get notified when I post another video. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys on another video that was shot by Kagan. Arrivederci.